Assassin's Creed Infinity, you know, Ubisoft's newly announced Assassin's Creed game that's going to be a live service open world RPG, aka the end of Assassin's Creed. Well, I figured instead of complaining and ranting about the game and how it's going to be terrible, why not make a list of things that this game is going to need in order to be good? What could this game possibly do based on the information we already know to please the fans of the series? And yes, I'm well aware that to be good, all it needs to do is remove the RPG part, bring back old AC, and retract the announcement in its entirety, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. So whether we like it or not, we're stuck with AC Infinity, so let's brainstorm what would make it a good game. Now this first one is interesting to me. I've heard rumors, nothing official, that Infinity could have seasons. In each season, or after a certain amount of time, the world for the game will change. For example, the game may start in Egypt, then after a few months, Ubisoft will change the world to colonial America, just as an example. They would just keep changing and updating the world as time progressed. Now this sounds pretty cool and could be interesting, but I'm also very curious at how this would affect the story. What is the story going to be then? Are we going to go through multiple protagonists in different time periods and places that would justify the change of the open world? Is it going to involve time travel? Like, the story implications are what worries me about this. Now I doubt the story will be a main focus in Infinity anyway, but I would still hope it remains realistic and not have some weird time travel stuff involved. So multiple different open worlds and time periods sound cool, but it's confusing on how they will pull it off. I think the best way would be just to have different protagonists, like maybe go through a family tree of ancestors, which would explain the need to witness multiple different ancestors' memories in different times and areas of the world. Now the second thing I think that could make Infinity a good game is the inclusion of online or co-op. Online is not actually confirmed for Infinity, even though a lot of people seem to think that it is. I think it's just because people associate online with live service. And really how I'm envisioning Infinity's structure is something sort of similar to The Division. The Division is live service, online, open world, and you can play against other online people in the dark zone and play co-op with friends or randoms in the main missions. This is how I would imagine Infinity would look like, but with Assassin's Creed. All the missions will be available in co-op and there will be some sort of online PvP game mode. Now that actually sounds pretty fun. I've said this before, but I've wanted Assassin's Creed co-op to return. Now granted, I'd prefer it to return in a traditionally styled Assassin's Creed, but I think playing Infinity with friends or even with you guys will make the game a little more bearable, so that's personally something I'd like to see in the game. The third thing, and this is very important, is that I ask that everything you can buy with microtransactions in Infinity will in some way be accessible or able to unlock by playing the game and not having to spend money. Infinity is going to have microtransactions, that I am 100% certain on. I mean, this game is going to be centered around microtransactions, and all I ask Ubisoft is at least give people who actually play the game and don't just spend money a chance to unlock this stuff too. Whether it's through grinding quests or doing challenges, something. I would ask for no microtransactions, but I know that's not possible, so at least give us a fighting chance and not lock everything behind those stupid Helix credits. This kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said, but please no ridiculous Fortnite-esque skins. We are already trending in that area with Valhalla. I mean, there's futuristic Abstergo skins, and it's just not realistic for the time period at all, and it can completely break immersion. If you're going to make skins, just don't go too ridiculous with it. I mean, maybe stuff like the Izu armor is fine because there's an actual explanation behind how that armor is even technologically possible in that time period, but other than that, I'd prefer if everything was a little more realistic for the setting. Basically, just don't go too overboard is what I'm asking, please. Who am I kidding? We're doomed. We're so screwed. Oh my god, it's over, guys. I'm sorry. In fact, Ubisoft is probably watching this so they can go out and purposely do the opposite of everything I'm saying. But the next thing this game absolutely 100% needs to be good is a working and fun stealth system. Stealth in Valhalla is completely broken. It's even more broken than Odyssey's stealth system, and this can absolutely not be allowed to happen in Infinity. Stealth should have one-hit assassinations, hidden blades that are actually hidden, gadgets and tools to use like smoke smoke bombs, lures, and some sort of projectile you can use outside of just the bow, along with actually working and useful social stealth with crowd blending. Another thing this game desperately needs to be a good game is viable parkour. Parkour since Origins has continuously gotten worse and worse with each game. In Valhalla especially, the parkour is slow, clunky, unresponsive, and plain out bad. Infinity needs responsive parkour with some well-detailed animations and more complexity. We need to be able to do more in parkour. Side ejects, vaulting. Yes, it's been in the series for a long time, but it hasn't been very usable as of late. Parkour should actually take some skill again and time to master, rather than just going up to a wall and holding a button. Infinity also really needs to nail the leveling system. Ubisoft Quebec is working on this one, so I am very, very concerned for three things: realism, leveling systems, and loot. Odyssey sucked at all three, and quite frankly, I don't trust Ubisoft Quebec with an AC title for the life of me. The leveling needs to be tailored to everybody. If you're the type of player who doesn't like doing a ton of side quests, you shouldn't have to. The game should give you enough XP from the main quest to continue doing the main quest line. Those who do the extra side quests should be rewarded, whether it's with better gear, in-game currency, or extra skills and levels to make it easier during the main quest. Odyssey had a terrible leveling system. Valhalla's was so much better, so I hope they take a page from Valhalla in that respect. Another thing they need to take from Valhalla is the loot. I don't want a ridiculously bloated loot system in Infinity like we had in Odyssey. Only a few gear sets that I can continue to upgrade and enhance and eventually make extremely strong is all I need. I don't need new armor every 5 minutes. And as for realism, let me spell this out in terms Ubisoft Quebec can understand. Demigods, invisibility, and teleportation are a no-no. History and realism. Demigod bad, assassin good. My final two requests for Infinity involve the story. In some way, please make Infinity's story actually contribute and follow the Assassin's Creed lore. I'm also tired of being a hidden one, or a mercenary, or a Viking, or a demigod, and I actually want to be an assassin in Assassin's Creed. Did you know Watch Dogs Legion's new DLC will be the first time we get to play as an assassin in 6 years, and it's not even in Assassin's Creed? How is it that Watch Dogs Legion understands AC fans more than AC does? Blows my mind. And my final request is that they continue Valhalla's modern day story. The modern day left on a really good cliffhanger. Basim in the present day, Layla and Desmond trying to find a way to protect the world. Don't you dare, Ubisoft, and I mean don't you dare. Actually, hold on. Cut to black. Ubisoft, I'm speaking directly to you. As a human being, I ask of you, no, I beg of you, don't you dare abandon this story arc. For the love of God, do not just throw everything away the series has built towards. Anybody at Ubisoft is watching this. I don't care if I'm speaking to a janitor. You can make a difference. Take this video to your boss right now and save us. You can be the savior of this fan base. Alright, well, I think I pretty much covered everything for the most part. I mean, I could just ask for a Ghost of Tsushima style combat system, but that's not happening, so why even bother? In fact, most of what I said in this video likely won't happen, but I had to try. Let me know what else you guys think this game needs to be good, other than not existing. And if you enjoyed this video, I make a lot of Assassin's Creed videos if you want to check them out, and consider subscribing for more in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day, Assassins.